I don't know quite how to say it. It has a softer tone to it now.
What do you mean?
I'm still trying to get used to the idea. Well, it sounds more mature, but it just has a softer tone to it. Not quite as not quite as low as what I remember. It just sounds softer. I appreciate the fact that it is that you're there right now, and I'm thankful, Nathan, that you're alive. I truly am.
You're thankful that I'm alive?
Well, yes, of course. Of course, I can't imagine the world without you. I know that makes my son feel big. But you know how it is to be a parent, son. It's the feeling that on the earth. I mean, I've had people that I've been close to in my life and cared for. Never the way it is that I feel and think about you. An extension of me. I know that may kind of, the father-son thing on the earth is kind of an important bond. Well, I could say a few good things that you might like to hear. Where I'm living now it's an amazing place. Charlotte's really an amazing place. Trees like I've never seen in my life. There are more trees here than you can't see the horizon. Like when the sun sets, it just goes down behind the trees. And you can't see off at a distance. We're surrounded by trees. It's a beautiful place. It doesn't quite feel like home. One thing I've learned about life is that where a person's heart is, that's where the home is. And I'm not really sure where my home is anymore. I've lived in so many different places in my life. I've gotten to the point where it is that I wish I could, it sounds funny coming from an older man, but find a place to settle down. That sounds funny coming out of an old man. But
a little bit.
Yeah, your voice sounds strong. That's good. You sound healthy. I can hear that in your voice too.
Thank you.
You're one thing that goes to my mind. Well, since it's been a while, there'll be a few serious things that come out of my head. Life for me is full of ups and downs. It's just the way life is. I mean, one minute I'm on the top and doing really well, and the next minute, yeah, almighty, it seems like I'll never get to the bottom. The house I live in is an amazing place. I live in a 5-bedroom house. I do laser shows here sometimes. It has a ballroom in it even. And a balcony inside. A lot of amazing people, Nathan. But you know what? Out of all the famous people I've met on the earth, you're the most You're the most amazing person I've ever met. All this ad lib, believe me, I haven't sit down and figured out what it is I'm going to say to you. You amaze me. You're intelligent. You're articulate.
Well, thank you.
There's a lot of hidden talent in you that I hope one day you're able to really discover. There's a lot of artistic stuff that is inside of you, in your mind. I know that if you have the opportunity, that artistic part of you could be a thing for you to do. Are there things in your life that what's a hobby that you have?
A hobby, huh? I don't really do much.
What's the funnest thing that you like to do, sir?
Oh, yeah. I do like to read.
That's good.
I do like to read. I like to turn a page or two or five for a book.
Did you know I'm dyslexic? Yes, it's a bad dyslexic. I have to read something inside my head before I can read it out loud. I can't just pick up something that I haven't read and read it cold.
Yeah.
I have to read it inside my head first. I almost have to memorize it. I was dyslexic. I've been dyslexic my whole life. I didn't understand when I was young why it is that everyone else could just read like it just flowed from them. I never could do that. I can read really well. I mean, I can read complicated stuff and understand it. It just has to be inside my head first. Man, I've done some amazing laser shows. The biggest show I've done was for so far here was for the PGA, Pro Golf Association. It started its tour here in Charlotte. They had a charity fundraiser, and I did a laser show there, and I'd never seen so many rich people in my life. It was one of those kinds of things where the $5,000, that kind of thing. And then there were people I've ever seen in my life. And which that doesn't impress me. It's kind of amazing that I ended up in the situation that I'm in. If you were to, and I would like for you to have a look at my Facebook page. There's some absolutely totally amazing people there that's mind-blowing that I even know. I know some of the most famous musicians on the earth now. And all because of the laser show. I would have never met them otherwise. I know one of the most famous music producers on earth, Ozzy Osbourne music producer. And Mac Norman. There's a whole bunch of people that I know. The music is, what I do is a real rare thing. Laser light show is not very common. I've got 22 lasers now. They're right here in the room with me right now. The room, my bedroom is the size of a double car or triple car garage.
Huh.
That's big enough to do a show all by itself. The neighborhood I live in, the next door neighbor, here in Charlotte, there's the NASCAR. Has it? Song of the past. You were this is the long your line. It's just that you felt that you're okay. And I could hear it in your voice, like I said, I hear it in your strength. I can tell that you're a big guy too by the way your voice resonates within you. I can tell you're big. Honestly, I was 3/4 of that sleep and started dreaming about you. I dreamed about you a lot. And there was like no voice message to call. And all I can say is I'm thankful that you answered this. I appreciate that. I think. It seems to me that you have a really mild temperament, as I might say. Not temper, but temperament, you know what I mean?
Yes.
You have a good disposition. I see that. Well, I see you in a really unique way. Well, I just remember some amazing things about you. Honestly, you are one of the most brilliant people I've ever met. When you were young, when you were just a little kid, I mean, a little teeny kid, like 2 years old, 3 years old, when you were still in diapers. Now, this was like when you were one, just barely one, a little bit over one. There was some, you were given a test because of your cerebral palsy. And they set these little bricks out in front of you of different colors. And the person, now I've never taught you colors. Here's the funny thing. I've never taught you colors. And they said the red, orange, yellow, blue, green, violet. And the person was giving the test said to you, point to the red bricks. And you pointed at the red bricks. And they thought, oh, well, this is just a fluke. So they said, well, okay, green. And you pointed at the green one. And you picked every color out. And I've never taught you colors. So literally, now, the person giving the test looked at me and said, I think we've got something here. Which is an unusual thing to say, you know what I mean? There's a genius within you, son.
I know.
It really is. You have the capability of understanding things without having been taught. That's what a genius is.
There was.
You always do it.
I was given an IQ.
You know,
I was given an IQ test at one point.
One of the sweetest things about moments that I can never remember was one evening after supper. You were helping your mom unload stuff out of the dishwasher, and that just stuck in my head. I've got this image in my head of you looking so happy. You picked the glass up out of the that had been done out of the dishwasher and was handing it to your mother. And this was when you were like 2. Honest to goodness, you were the cutest, sweetest, smartest kid I've ever. I'm still amazed by you, son. I'm absolutely amazed by you. I'm proud of you. You've taken care of yourself, whether you've grown up. You've done good to take care of yourself physically and mentally in this world where very few people do. You're astonishing to me. And those things I'm saying to you, the truth, I feel that way about you. That's what I felt that way about you ever since you were born. I knew that you were a special person. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. It's kind of rude. Oh.
I was given an IQ test once, and the lady that took the test and did what she did with it, she basically came to the same conclusion as the person who was talking to you.
Yeah, you could apply yourself in any way. I know that. But what I'm happy for you and about you is that you're content. That's the most important thing. I sense that in your voice. I think you're content. Well, there's problems in life, of course there are. But eventually the problems in your life, they'll be solved. There's nothing so bad that's gone on that you won't be, that it won't take care of itself. One day you'll have everything that you want, and then some. You probably already do have everything that you really want. Oh, I read that for you is when you were starting to grow, get taller. It amazed me how you got so tall so quick. You're taller than I am now, too. I'm getting a little there. Gravity's pushing me down. Gravity. It's funny that I said that when I don't really believe it. Oh, mass. Did you see the eclipse?
No, it was too cloudy here.
It went total here. And I realized, I always kind of had a feeling of the fact that it wasn't the moon going in front of it. I've always had that feeling. Especially since the moon comes from the east and goes to the west. And during the eclipse, how the sun starts to turn itself off actually from the west to the east. It looks like it goes from the west to the east, and the moon never moves from the west to the east, it always moves from the east to the west. It's actually rebooting itself. It turns itself off and then back on again, just like the moon. There's a lot of things in life that people are taught. People are taught not to trust their own eyes. And I think that it is that you have inherited the capability of seeing things for yourself. And that makes me happy for you. I'm actually proud of you. You've kept yourself, I don't know how to say it in a way that doesn't sound kind of funny, but you kept yourself out of trouble. You take care of yourself. You feed yourself, you clothe yourself, and you take care of yourself. That's a good thing. That's a really good thing. I know that may sound kind of simplistic, but lots of people just don't take care of themselves anymore. They're dependent upon other people to take care of for them. I see you as being a really strong individual, son.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness, I swear I don't usually yawn this much. A little bit of nervousness. It's not that I'm nervous to speak with you. It's speaking with you actually is one of the most natural things that I've ever felt. For years and years, you were the only person that I've really spoken with. The best thing I learned about life is that to live in the present, not to live in the future and not to live in the past, but just right now. That's all that really exists.
True.
Let's see. It's funny. There's so much that it is I can say. Ask. How tall are you now?
6'3".
Oh my goodness. How much do you weigh?
210.
I 2 months ago, I weighed more than I ever have in my life. I weighed 180 pounds, and it felt rather strange. I've always been thin, but since I hit 60, I'm 63. Hard to believe, huh? Hard to believe.
Math never lies. So, yeah.
Whenever it is that I hit my 60s, I started gaining a little bit of weight. But, I'm not quite sure why, actually. But I started the past couple of months, I started losing some weight. Trying to adjust. Living on the East Coast is weird. The time zone change is something that I haven't gotten used to. It's just right over there. That's kind of weird. The ocean's only about 2.5 hours away, so I hope I never see a hurricane like that thing that went through Houston. The time one happened here was 1992, I There's a big one to Caroline. I pray I never see it. Let's see. How are your eyes?
They're as good as they're ever going to be. I can see.
Well, yeah. You have, is your, let me think now. Your left eye is the weak one, is that right?
Correct.
When I think about you, I only have fond thoughts of a really, you're a beautiful child. You truly were. And that's how I see you, as a grown dad. Change people somewhat. Your basic personality, I find rather fascinating. There's this connection that I feel whenever I think about you. Sometimes I can tell a secret. There's just certain feelings that I get. Not feeling well sometimes. Sometimes I wonder why when you were young and you get hurt, I would feel that sympathetic pain. I'm sure I still do. There's a lot of things I really miss about you. I'm a sentimental person. Much it hurts. I know that you're the same way. I know how men are too. They kind of cover up this feeling. When you were young, you would cry. You would hold it back, and every now and then a tear would seep out. And of course, I've seen you cry a lot when you were young. I say you cry a lot. Every now and then, the tear would come out, and one little tear would run down the side of your eye, and you'd take your finger and get the tear and kick it off. There's some things about you that I'll never forget.
Yeah.
Well, the things I'm saying aren't coming out of the books yet. Like I said, I planned on what I was going to say. So it's all coming just at the moment. You know? The main thing is that I'm glad that you're okay. And how's your health in general?
I feel fine.
Do you have any problems with your heart?
No.
The condition I have a condition called AFib. And it's genetic. And there's a chance that you may have inherited it. And what you need to do, even the doctors, so what you need to do is have a doctor check see if you have that condition. Because it's something that isn't easy to, for them to see, unless it is that they know that it might be there. Like if a doctor just put a stethoscope up to your heart, you wouldn't be able to tell that way. You'd have to have other tests done. But that kind of circulation is the chamber that pumps the blood out. My chamber only fills up about halfway. So my circulation. I always wondered why I couldn't run. I never could understand why everybody else when I was really young, why they could just run like crazy and I never could. It was because my heart wasn't pumping enough blood.
I can run a 5-minute mile.
Oh, that's good. I wish I could. I can't run. I haven't been able to run in I don't know how many years. I can't do it.
I keep my heart rate at a steady 160 beats per minute, and I can run a 5-minute mile doing that.
Well, then you don't have it. So my heart, I take a chemical called timolol, and it's a beta blocker. My heart only beats 52 beats a minute. That's it. No matter what I do. I usually take the timolol before I go to bed because it slows me down so much. It's just a beta blocker. It's not my problem. Let's see. Well, there's a ton of things that I could say, but the most important thing is, and you already know it, I love you. And I'm not saying that to try to want you to say it one way or the other. I think it's important that you hear it. I know that it is for a father to tell a son, no matter who the father, who the son is, that you're cared for. You truly are. And I don't want you to ever think that it is that I'm not there. I'm there. I always have been. Now, I hope and pray that it is that the difficulties in the world, that you won't let them come between us. Now, that's any father would wish that. Any father. I want you to be happy when you think of me, not have bad thoughts or fearful thoughts or in this silly world people fight me too. And people don't get along.
Oh yeah, I know.
I don't want it to be that way. I'm really just a peaceful old kid. Really, that's it. That's who I am. And you wouldn't be able to tell by looking at me now. I mean, I took about as business like as you get. Well, I hope that you can find it in your heart to let us speak again. And I don't want to overwhelm you with anything that I have to say or anything like that. I believe that you know what's within my heart without me even saying it. If you I pray that it is. I hope that it is that we can find the time for you to see that I might not quite be that person that you thought that I was. Whoever it is that I once was is something that was a long time ago. A long time. I mean, when you think about, I'm 63 years old. It won't be long. I'll be 70. And next go by like nothing.
Right.
Years fly by now like months used to. When I was young, a month seemed like it lasted forever. And a year seemed like it was like an eternity. But it's totally the opposite now. My life so fast, it's kind of frightening. You've got a very handsome voice. Sound a lot like me. The depth of your voice. Your eyes, when I see your eyes in my mind, I see my eyes in the shape of them.
Yes.
Whenever you were young, little kid, your hair was blonde.
Yes, I do.
I mean, it was as blonde as you could possibly get. One time, we let your hair grow when you were about 4. It was, well, it was long. What years? It was 7, 8 inches long. Maybe longer than that. And there's this one time I took a photo. We were in, I can't remember exactly where we were. We may have been in Nevada, up in the mountains. And we stopped and we got out and you took off walking out through the grass and you picked up this stick. And you carried it underneath your arm. I took a picture of it. It was one of the cutest photos I've ever taken. You looked so happy and amazed by the earth. You picked up this stick and it looked like it was just the coolest thing that you'd ever had in your life. But the blondness of your hair, though, that really stuck in my mind. Your hair's gotten darker as you've gotten older, hasn't it? So,
Yeah.
like your hair is dark now, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It amazes me how you were so blonde when you were young. Today, yeah. Well, well, that's all I know how to say right now. Wow. Thankful that you're healthy now. And I do problems that you have in your life, that you'll overcome them. And that I know that what you want in your heart, whatever that may be,
Well, thank you.
well, you're welcome, son. I don't have to get into specifics, but I know that you want in life, and I know that you're headed that way. It's a good thing to keep your life simple. Simple as you can. I've tried to. My life has gotten really complex in the past couple of years. Everything is fine in my life. I mean, as far as, well, everything's fine. It's fine. My heart is the worst thing. The past few days I've had trouble with it. It's been going in and out of AFib. It wears me out when it does it for a while, for a few days, and then it'll go back into AFib. It hurts. I have to be careful. I can pass out easy. I've learned not to lean over, put my head lower than my arm, or not stand up too quick. Where it goes.
13 wide.
I wear 8.5. I just got new pair of tennis shoes a few days ago. I bought a pair about 2 months ago, and I don't know what's that happened to them, but they wore out real quick. They were just a faulty pair. The glue wore out in them. Have you ever seen, if you've seen the demo of my laser show? Have you ever seen
Demo of what now?
I had a professional demo. The show's amazing. I could do stuff similar to Pink Floyd. That's what I would compare it to. The laser logo is a laser pyramid that I'm standing inside of.
Yeah, I think I've seen it.
The main thing I can say, and I know I'm going to repeat myself, but thank you for speaking. And that sounds kind of funny that we should even have to even have that said. I do thank you. I know that whenever I say goodbye to you here in a few minutes, and I know that I'm going to sleep well. I'll probably sleep better than I have in years. I won't have that fear in me anymore that I wouldn't ever be able to speak with you. That was a terrible fear. It was one of the most difficult things that I've ever been through. I was honestly afraid that I was going to die before I was going to be able to speak to you. That was my biggest fear in life. And I'm happy that that fear is gone now. just this little simple, having you there, hearing your voice every 2 minutes, say something. It's doing something to the inside of me. Well, believe it or not, son, your voice helps heal me. Being without you has been one of the most difficult things that I have ever been through. If there was something, well, I'm trying to say things in a way appropriate. You're the most amazing person I've ever met in my life, Nathan. I've missed you. But I hope that it is that you can understand. I hope that you can hear my voice. Whatever it is that you need to hear to make yourself relax within you about the Father of me. I want you to have, when you think of your Father, the most healthy thing for you, especially when you get older, is to know that we got along as best we could. And look, getting older, I've learned a lot about life as I've gotten older. And how can I say? I wouldn't want you to get old not having had your father in your life. It's just not a healthy thing. It wasn't. Believe me, it wasn't healthy for me not to have my father in my life. It was not a healthy thing at all. My father died about, I think, 5 years ago. I think. It kind of blocked it out. It wasn't a very good, not a good thing. He died in his sleep. He died alone. I spoke with him a few months before he died. He didn't want me to come and see him. He was he was almost blind. And, he was just, I don't know how to put it other than he was ashamed of himself. And not for anything that he had done, but just for the way he looked. An old man and fine. And he didn't want me to see him. Tina got a chance to speak with him before she died. Tina was my oldest sister.
Yeah.
She died of a lung disease. The thing that's worse than emphysema, I can't remember the name of it.
COPD.
Yeah. That was it. Her lungs dried out. That's like a dried out sponge. She smothered to death. So there you go. The only reason I'm mentioning any of this is because even though people do die, and sometimes just have a very pleasant death. How can I say? You need to know a little bit about your family. Tina was a good a real good kid. She was petite, a very, very small lady. And she had a rough life. The reason is that because she grew up without my dad. And that hurt a lot. She talked about it a lot to me. She didn't talk to anybody else about it. Life is a beautiful thing. So there's a lot of hard things that go along with it. I don't want to let go of it. Yeah, I don't. I try to keep hold of life every day. I hear the strength in you is an amazing thing. You're probably strong enough to pick me up.
With one
Literally
hand.
hold me. Yeah. Yeah. Size 13 shoe. I could fit both my feet in there. Well, I'm laying in bed right now. The lights are out. Well, the lights of the is still on across the room. Too lazy to get up and go shut it off. And I can't use the remote on it. It's sideways. Damn. See. Are you still working at the same place?
Yeah.
Are you still living at the same place?
Yeah.
Oh, you've lived there for a long time. Does it feel like home to you, son?
Of course it does.
Well, I don't mean to be silly. Sometimes I have a hard time understanding the concept of home. I haven't really felt it since, well, in a long time. I miss that feeling of what a home feels like. Where I am right now just doesn't feel like home. One of the most amazing places I've ever lived. It doesn't feel like home. I'm not really sure where home is anymore.
Wherever I may roam.
Well, there's lots of songs about it. I've done enough. In my life, I've driven over 1 million miles, literally. Not exaggerating a bit. I've driven 1 million miles in my life. And I'm tired. Literally. I would love to be able to find some place where I can just settle down. But then at the same time, I would like to be able to travel more. Get my mind up what to do. I'm still single. I have no lady friends. I just don't have that desire. I need a lot of people, but I'm just not attracted to women. I'm not attracted to men, don't get me wrong. But I'm just not attracted to women anymore. haven't been in a long, long time. I guess. But even that's something that I wonder about.
What's that?
Oh, women in general. I wonder about. I feel lonely. Yeah, not having anybody to share life with. But I know that at the same time, there's a lot of problems that I've kind of skipped over by being by myself. I don't have anybody to fight with other than myself. The simpler things in life are easy to talk about. You know, people talk about their job and money and cars and their house and the same old stuff. It's usually what people talk about.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to fall and seeing how it looks around here when the trees change. Never been around so many trees in my life. It's here. It's like I live in the middle of a forest. All of Carolina is just completely covered with trees. I'm just really starting to get used to it. I think I've been here for 4 months. I think. Everything in my life is in order. There's no problems. None. Well, like I said, except my heart. And the feeling of being alone. Yeah.
Right.
And not, not, well, I try to be careful. I hurt my back on the way out here. I was traveling out here. Well, loading stuff. I hurt my back, and I still haven't got it to where it feels normal. When I was young, I had a couple of car wrecks and a motorcycle wreck. I hurt my back pretty bad. Twisted some vertebrae. So it doesn't take much to throw them out of whack. So I've been hurt for about 3 or 4 months. It's just barely starting to get better. I can finally get up out of bed without excruciating pain. And I don't take anything for it. Some painkillers make you feel sick. And my stomach make me dizzy. So, do you still ride a bicycle, son?
Yeah, I do.
I bought a brand new bike a year ago, a little over a year ago. I rode it to the library and chained it up, and somebody stole it. It was brand new. It was a 29-inch bike. And it was the coolest bike I've ever had in my whole life. I loved this thing. I really did. It broke my heart. It made me cry when somebody stole it. I cried. Somebody stole it on purpose to hurt my feeling. It wasn't just a random thing. People are mean. Especially if they know you're sick.
Yeah, I know.
It's so good to hear your voice. It truly is. As a matter of fact, I'm going to, in a little while, a couple hours, I'm going to go, did I really talk to her? That's going to be going through my head. It'll take me a day or two to realize that I've actually spoken with you. I mean, I realize it, but Nathan, I was honest to God, said I was never going to be able to speak with you. I couldn't understand. I just couldn't understand the circumstance in life that led me here. I just couldn't understand it. The goodness that's within your heart, it's in me too, son. That very same goodness that's there within you. We're a lot more similar than what you might think. You are my son. The strength that's there within you came from me, and so did the weaknesses. I'm happy that you grew up to be so strong and so big.
Thank you.
I wish you could just, you can put your arms around somebody, squeeze them, and pop their back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, that would do me wonders. I've been trying to make myself go to a chiropractor. I'm kind of afraid of one. I just don't want to get nerves pinched. There's so much that it is that I think about you. I can ask 1,000 questions. I really could.
Okay.
Like what he said. Well, some of them will come in time. The main thing that it is that I'm glad that I got to know about you is that you're okay, that you're physically all right. And I pray that you're emotionally okay. And I hope that everything that it is that you want, you get. Just keep on striving. I know that you'll have it all. You'll have everything that your heart desires. And I know within my heart that your daughter will kiss you. You know it. You don't have to say anything. I know how sensitive you are about it. A little, I see it in my mind. And it won't be very many years away. Not very many at all. You have a very beautiful daughter.
I know.
She's going to be a gorgeous woman. And she'll be there for you, Mason. You get older. If I could have had one wish, wishes are silly, but I would have liked to have had 2 children. And it didn't happen. And believe me, I'm satisfied with you. Believe me, I am. But it would have been neat to have had a daughter. One time, whenever you were just a kid, you hopped up in my lap and you said, I want to please say it. I can hear your voice in my head. You were lonely. This is whenever you were 3. You hopped in my lap. And you said, Dad, will you please give me a brother or a sister? And God, I just was speechless. I didn't know what to say to you. I didn't know what to say. I knew that you needed someone to play with. I knew that you did. I wish I could have said yes. No. No. There's a brother or sister for no. And you were so sincere about it. It broke my heart. Well, not completely, but it hurt me knowing that it is that you were lonely and needed someone. Son, I love you. And I would have done that. I'm sorry for I fell short. I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't. When I look back at the mistakes I made, it's like it wasn't even me. I don't know how to put it other than, I know it's a little bit of a heavy subject. Excuses for what I did. Why I fell short. I can't make excuses for it. I claim that responsibility. It doesn't seem like it was even me. The thing I can say that comes to my mind is that I was under so much pressure. And pressure. I pray that in time that you decided in your heart to forget. It would. If you can let yourself get to know me now, I think that you might it might be a little bit easier for you to, which will have the first Asia, believe me, son, I didn't, I don't know how to put it in words. You know how it is in life whenever you've done something that it is that you regret and you don't know how to say, I can't make it go away. I hope that it is that you, I hope that you're old enough to understand something. I didn't want to hurt you. I didn't want to.
I'll say this. I regret nothing in my life because I know that if then I would be thinking about it for the rest of my life and it would be bugging me. And I also know that everything happens as it happened for a reason, whatever that is. And it couldn't have happened any other way. So I am me because of it.
Well, to me, you're the most amazing person on the earth. Well, son, okay, to be a little bit more lighthearted. Okay, look, I love you. That's a nutshell. I love you. As you care for me as your father, I know you do. And I know that men aren't necessarily, and it's hard for men to say, I love you to one another. I get that. I hope that it is that you'll go ahead and I think I sent a request to your Facebook page. I think I did. And I want you to take a look at my Facebook page. There's some amazing stuff on there. I want you to see what it is that I've done in the past few years. Because I'm trying to impress you. That's not it at all. I'm not. I want you to know who your father is.
I know you're part English.
Okay.
I know because I am part English. Mostly English,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah. 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 The blue-eyed thing is a rare thing on the earth. It can be tracked back to the origin, genetically. Oh,
I'm also part Scandinavian.
yeah. That blondness.
Mm-hmm.
And your stature. How big you are.
Mm-hmm.
That's Scandinavian. There's an Irish in you from my grandmother.
Correct. There's Irish in me, too.
My grandmother has a super red hair.
It would surprise you if I said there was some Asian in me as well.
No. My father had a unique family. My father fought in three different wars. Traveled all over the earth before he was even. There's a lot in life that I want to be able to share with you in the few years I got left here on this earth. Reach out to me, son. I thank you for opening your heart as you've done right now. I appreciate it. I hope that it just stays open. If you give yourself a chance to get to know me, you might find out that I'm kind of a likable person. I'm soft-spoken. I'm well-mannered. I have a huge heart. Conservative, believe it or not. It's hard to believe in the business right now. I tend to put the other person first in my life, whomever I care for. You need to have this trust. It's one of the most amazing feelings on the earth. Like I said, I would like to have a daughter too, but I did. But I do have a granddaughter, and thank you for that. That may sound kind of funny too. But I thank you for the fact that I have a granddaughter. I honestly look forward to the day when I get to meet her. And she's 13 now, Nathan.
12.
Okay, so she'll be. So let me think now. Oh my, sometimes I'm forgetful, but remember?
Somewhere around there. Ouch. Ooh.
Well, it won't be long. And thing that happens with a human being when they've been separated from their family. Female. When she hits 16, she's going to do everything she can to reconnect with you. Everything she can. Matter of fact, there's nothing that will stop her. They tell her not to, though. I hope they tell her not to. That'll make her do it even quicker. When she's about 16 years old, you can expect that she'll be in touch with you. There's no doubt in my mind at all whatsoever. No doubt. I literally, I'm touching me speaking about it, but gosh, she's gorgeous. Oh. Pardon me?
She is me.
Her hair is absolutely amazing. It's you have one of the most beautiful kids I've ever seen in my life. The shape of her face. Well, if you were to set, don't get me wrong, okay? She does look like a lot like you, just like you look like me. But if you set her face on my face and compare the shape of faces, that's daughter, you just tell. She has a long, thin face.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hope that it is, Nathan, that you can think pleasant thoughts about it. And I hope that this conversation, and believe me, I wasn't really prepared for it, but it's like most things in life, I'm not really prepared for it. I hope that your heart can hear the tone of my voice and the things that I've said, and maybe get to understand me a little bit better. When a person hits 60, Nathan, there's a real big change happening. I realize that the average person only lives to be 75 years old. And, man, that's not very far away. That's 12 years. And I hope that within those 12 years that I want to be able to sit down with you and your daughter and have a dinner. More than one. And I know that you think about the day. You may not dwell on it. I'm sure you keep yourself busy and you know in the future that you're going to see her. But I'm sure that you think about how it'll be the first time that you get to sit down and look straight in her eyes and tell her that you love her. But can't you tell I'm about the most sentimental person that most people don't talk about love today? they just all superficial and skip over things. And they're just talk to you, son. I'll talk to you later. Goodbye. You know, don't worry. I don't care. I care a lot for you and your daughter. Of course, I just can't hardly get over how cute she is. But I haven't been able to speak to you about it, you know? And tall and fair, and the awkwardness that she has, that'll go away after she gets to see you. She'll calm down. There's nothing that will keep her with you. So try to tell her, well, don't you have anything to do with your father? I hope they do say that, because that'll make her confused and all that much more quick. But 16, that's not very far away, son. And she'll find you. She'll come knocking on the door. Because it's not that hard to find you. And when she decides to find you, she'll be able to do it in a few minutes on a computer. It's actually not that very far away from you. You're a strong person, Nathan, to be able to handle the things that you've been through. And I'm proud of you in the sense that it is that you've been able to keep your composure, not strike out. You like a lot of people do. I'm glad that you're not. I can tell that you're sober-minded and that you're not a drug addict and you're not a drunk and all that. I can tell. I'm proud of you for that fact, too. You're a good person. To me, you'll always be a kid. Even though you're a full-grown man, you'll always be a kid with me. And a kid, a boy. I say, I miss you. I know you know all these things without me even saying them. I know you did. It's good for you to hear it. You're a good person. And your daughter's going to absolutely love you. I hope for her that she gets a chance to get an education. I mean, to have a career, you know what I mean? She does. The thing I hope for her the most is that she can find happiness. And I know that you know that comes from family. Having people around you that really truly care for you. You always were introspective. You were quiet. You always been kind of quiet. I can hear you think. You know what I mean? You think a mile a minute. Is that you can be forgiving toward me in my old age, because I'm not a young man anymore. So I wouldn't have been able to peacefully if it is that I thought that you didn't love me. I would have gone out on this. I'm sorry, son. I probably won't ever say it again because Mother right now. I'm going to try to let it pass for my own health and for all our relationship with the father-son thing. I don't want to have any harsh feelings. You're a good person. I respect you. I admire you. You're a lot stronger than I was when I was your age. You're cleaner than we both. But,
Yeah.
well, thank you again, son, for speaking with me. You made my day. You made my month. You made my year, as a matter of fact. A few words from you literally takes pain away from my heart and my mind too. Just hearing your voice, it excites me and soothes me at the same time. You're wonderful. I'm proud of you. I'll say it again and again, but so I'm very, very proud of you. Everything that you've ever done. You've always been a very kind, respectful person. I admire that a lot. Dignity in your integrity, Lord. A son needs to hear that from his father. You'll never forget it. I've said those things. You'll never forget it. It helps heal your mind. As you get older, you'll find it to be easier to have peace within yourself, knowing that it is that I care for you. Life changes me as you get older. I can't even begin to explain to you. It seems like a lot of fun. And life is fun as I've gotten older too. I have an interesting life. But seriousness of life as a person gets older, it's something that you can't, there's no way to explain or prepare for. All the regrets and apprehensions, they're all right there in front of me all the time. If I could change things and make life more beautiful, I would have. I would have given you everything that your heart ever desired if I could have. When I see you in my mind, I see a wonderful person. That's all I really know how to say. The way that you feel about your daughter, that kind of love that will never go away, they can actually feel the same thing towards you.
I understand.
old man's serious. I mean, actually, most of the time I'm kind of a jovial kind of a dude. But, and as time goes by, if you allow it, you'll see it. I'm there for you, son. But sons need their fathers to speak with. It's a natural thing. Without being able to speak to your father, that you might not quite understand the importance of it. You've done really well to figure things out pretty much on your own. You've done really well. I hope you realize that when there are things that you might not quite stand, now you can understand anything you want, I get that. There are things there in your life that you might need help with. Whatever. Son, I'm there.
There's a difference between a need and a want, and I've learned to consolidate in my life.
Well, the thing that came to my mind is everybody knows that everybody needs to be loved by their family. Families are for. I can speak to you and about things that and you can understand me. Or if I speak to a stranger, there's no way in the world they'd understand. You can talk about absolutely anything to your son. Anything. Anything at all. Fantastic. That can be an important thing. Thank you again, son. It's a little bit difficult for me to say goodbye, but I appreciate the fact that you haven't cut me short and said, well, I've got to go. I appreciate that. Thank you for not doing that.
You're welcome.
And I look forward to being able to speak to you in the future. And this came into my mind. Okay, son, don't be frightened with me. Okay. I'm only here to be good to you. That's it. I'm here to bring some happiness into your life. And then, there may be a few things that we talk about that might be a little bit difficult. But those things will pass. I hope that you will share the happy things in your life with me as they happen. And whenever you need someone to talk to, Nathan, it's a natural thing for a son to be able to want to speak to your father about problems in life. Turn, other than to yourself, continue with it. Well, by being able to turn to yourself, and it's strengthened you a lot. But son, it's a natural thing for a son to say, hey, Dad, what do you think about this or that? You haven't had that enough in your life. And I haven't had enough of you in my life. The one thing I will regret the most about not living is not having you. One of the things that I hold on to life for is in the hope that it is that we could even have this simple conversation. Why? For that. Look, I've done so much in my life that I can have absolutely amazing things happen, but right, I can be in the peak of the show around, and I'm thinking about you. I think, well, what would Nathan think about this? I'm just a dad. You know, just being a dad. I would have liked to have been a perfect one. I really would. But I'm not perfect. The way I see you in my mind, you see, I see you as being one of the most coolest, almost perfect people. Others look at their sons, so they love them. Well, enough of my problems, you know it in your heart. You've always known how I feel. You know that it is the mistakes that it is I made in my life. They were mistakes. I didn't say to myself, well, now I'm going to hurt the person that it is that I love the most. That never went through my mind. Stupid person. I regret those moments where I was stupid. But I learned, and it was painful having to have gone through what I went through. I have no animosity towards you. I have no bad feelings towards you at all whatsoever. None, Nathan. None. None. No bad feelings. So I hope that when you lay down and go to sleep tonight, that you hear my voice in your head saying that. I'm not mad at you for anything. I never have been. You're a sweet kid, Nathan.
Well, thank you.
You're more than welcome, son. But even though that our having been apart for so long has hurt me, it's taught me a lot. You didn't hurt me. Our being apart hurt me. There's a difference. There's a certain kind of respect and love for you that I have, son, that I can't even begin to explain. There's not enough words. I think about you every day. I don't worry about you. That you're taking care of yourself. I wish I could see your eyes. All the things that you feel, to repeat it again, all the things that you feel towards Karen, I feel the same way towards you. The way that you want to look in her eyes, hear her voice. I feel all those things. This may sound kind of funny, but I'm not a bad man. I'm really pretty meek when it comes right down to it. I'm peaceful. Just like you, the only time that it is that I get angry is this, how can I say? Feel like I have to defend myself. You know how it is? You're probably never really angry until you have to try to defend yourself. Well, I'm not making any sense. I mean, I can see the thoughts in my head. There's so many emotions that go along with it. It's hard to explain. Look, you're a good person. Your mother was, I love your mother. I still do. That's another thing I need to say here. I loved your mother, son. I've never not loved her. And you don't have to say anything. You just have to go any further than that. I miss her just like you do, and maybe even more. That's the trouble with having gone so long without speaking, is all these things get built up, you know, and it's kind of hard to just put it in a nice little paragraph and say, here's how I am, here's how I feel, and here's how I feel. Making you know within your heart who it is that I'm not the can I say, I'm a lot more peaceful than what you might imagine. I miss you. I really, truly do. How can I know? You were all I knew for many years. I mean, I spent 24 hours a day with you. It seemed like forever. You're all I knew. I missed that part of my life. Raising you was the biggest privilege I ever had in my life. The best thing that ever happened. And this may sound kind of funny too, but I want to thank you for being my son. You were a wonderful son. I couldn't have asked for better. I remember the first words that came out of you said, Papa. I was bouncing you on my knee. You were 10 months old. I was bouncing you on my knee. I had my hands underneath your armpits. I was bouncing you on my knee. You're standing up. And I said, Papa, 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 Papa. And you looked at me and your eyes got huge. You recognized and you looked at me and said, Papa. And you got this most happiest, proudest look on your face. See, I remember everything about you, David, and it goes to my mind every day. Your first step. You were so proud of yourself. You were on a couch. You were holding on to the couch, standing up, laying on the couch, and you had your hand on the couch. And you turned and let go. And the couch is shaped like an L. You walked from one side of it to the other, took a couple of steps and looked up at me. You were so happy. All those feelings that a parent has, Nathan, I have to do. Every one of them. I know I have a lot of emotion. I do.
It's okay.
I have a lot of. Well, I was able to say all this without crying. I came to tears there, talking about a couple of things. And some tears came out. But, sheesh. Thank you, Nathan. And I hope that it is that we get to speak again. And it'll be an easier conversation. The next time we speak, I won't go over the same old ground again. The next time we speak, if you let us speak, which if you do, it'll just be simply about what I'm doing in life. You know, my next show, or I'll ask you what you're doing, you know. Simple stuff. Simple stuff. I want to be able to show you that I care. Well, I still can. The main reason I don't want to leave this earth is because I care for you so much. You're the thing I like the most about life. So, size 13 shoe, 6'3", 200 plus. My goodness. You turned out to be quite the man. You're more than welcome, Nathan. It's hard for me to say goodbye right now. It's difficult. You know, if I was in the same room with you, I wouldn't want to leave for days. I really wouldn't. Because I know you'd have to get up to work. So I'm going to do it for. Look, I can be rather silly about things, but thank you for being in my life, Nathan. Thank you for being my son. And thank you for the forgiveness that's within your heart. And, son, do you forgive me?
I forgive you for me. Take that what you will of it.
Excuse me?
Take that. Take what you will of that.
Well, I probably shouldn't have even asked, because I know that the natural thing to do is to love, for a father and son to love one another. And only that's the natural thing. And I won't let anything come in between the way I feel for you and you. I'm not going to let anything get in my way. And, well, I hope that it is that our conversation made you feel comfortable, that I didn't make you feel too uneasy. Things I spoke about. Believe me, I didn't know what to even say, Nathan.
I know.
How can you prepare? I can't. Believe it or not, Nathan, I'm a simple person. I'm very simple. I like real simple stuff, going for walks and down and just simple stuff. So my life isn't simple. I have a very complicated life. It turned out that way. Not that I wanted it to be. It turned out that way. I would have had it my way. You and me and your mother stay together forever. That's the way I would have had it. I know I tend to say too much. When you already know. See, the thing is, you already know it. But the things that I think that were important for me to say to you is the fact that I do love you, and I'm there for you when you need me. And you don't have to constantly turn within yourself. You have a father to speak to, son. So take that blessing, because it is. It's a blessing to have a father. It's a blessing to have a son. Okay, as usual, I probably said too much. I feel like that I can't say enough. I want to reach within your heart and make everything all right, Nathan. That's what a parent does. You know that feeling, son. Just want to make everything okay. Well, it's a two-sided thing here. I love you, son. And, do me a really big favor. It's really pretty simple. It's not complicated at all. The next time you think of me, call me. That's really pretty simple. When you have a thought in your mind about your father, call him. The father is an important thing in life, son. You are the most important person in my life, and you always will be. That's a good place right there to say good night.
Okay.
I hope you have pleasant dreams, son. As you hear, when you think of me, I hope that you hear these pleasant things that I've said towards you. And I hope you realize that you're not alone in the world, mate. You do have family. Your dad. That makes me smile. Did you hear me smile as I said it?
Yes.
Good. Good. So you made me smile, Nathan. You made my day. I actually get to have pleasant dreams tonight. And I thank you for that. I do. I thank you very much. So I'm going to say good night with the hope that it is that I hear from you. Okay?
All right.
Okay. People, son.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, damned father.
That was some bullshit.
Yep. I'm going to stop the broadcast because I'm going to hit something.
Okay, cool. Can I watch?
Okay. I ain't done with you yet. Bye, guys. Thanks for your comments in the live chat. I'm out.